Jason. How do you feel joining us today on the show?
I feel very great. I feel pumped.
Just say you feel good.
No,
I
I
mean,
feel
they
great.
like me.
No, I feel great.
Oh, yeah, high five.
I feel great.
That's
I'm a
good.
shy person.
Shy person, okay. See who shine is one wound. All right, so before we go right into the main topic of today, let me get a little run check about your background. While you grew up, were you stubborn? How was the training like? Did you have good memories? Did you have bad memories? Just summarize your whole, childhood while you were in childhood.
Yeah, I would say my childhood was pretty basic.
Okay.
What we kind of see in every African home.
Of course.
I think I basically grew up with my mom.
Okay.
Yeah, from the family of five. The last.
Yeah, the last
So
one.
you picture what the last one should be.
And
So,
being a male child,
I know
and
you
last
get.
one.
I know you get. So I think my mom's deaconess. So I'm from a very strong Orthodox background,
Mm.
and man, we had a lot of disagreements because I tend to find myself as this person that needs a reason for what you want me to do, not following you blindly. So
Okay.
when you come off in that direction, it seems a little bit challenging for most parents because
Okay.
they want you to do what they ask you to do and
course.
really not want to know why you're doing it. So I was more of this person that invest more in the why.
Okay.
So I
Why
was
do
seeing
you want me
mostly,
to?
I was seeing mostly like a stubborn person, but I think with my mom's prayer.
Okay, so I would say you said why to education. Did you? Was there any why to education? I mean, that was basic.
I didn't much say why to education because education is paramount. But I think most of us we thought that you go to school so you could become rich. So yeah, I challenged that part a lot because I was like, is there another thing we can do to become rich? Well, why must I sit in class and have this guy tell me things he's not supposed to say? But real, going through school, I really got to understand that it wasn't pretty much about what he had to say. It was about the experience.
Of course.
So,
All right, so let's talk about your childhood memories. How did it go? Did you have any good or any bad ones? At all? I mean, it was all because last one, now petting, they've been petting.
I think you're missing the part I said my mom was a disciplinarian.
Oh.
So you really don't play much. And even if you do while she's not around, sound of the bike that is coming, you're heading to the house.
You got
cleaning yourself up.
Have you?
So, but I had pretty childhood memories, I think, with my late sister.
Oh.
Because she made life easy for me.
Mm.
Yeah, she really made me feel love.
Okay.
I belonged to someone, memories. If you really ask me, my own memories that we have. Yeah, because we spent a lot of time together.
Alright, so let's go right down to the main topic of today, which we are going to have emotional intelligence. The word, when we talk about relationship as pair, relationship is very huge. Relationship is big because, it's broad. Let me put it that way. Because there are so many branches, so many hooks, and everybody want to touch everybody, but we're going to take it one step at a time. So let's talk about emotional intelligence in relationship. Maybe in this side, now let's just generalize it in the world. Both genders, male and female, I beg, I want to understand. But before we really go into that, let's talk about what is emotional intelligence to you. Does it have more to do with self-awareness?
Okay, basically, I would start by saying that emotional intelligence, the first emotional intelligence has been overused. And being overused, like it has become a buzzword where people use it carelessly without understanding the totality of it, like the whole picture without getting the whole content of it. You see, it has become something like fetish, or let me say a feature one needs to possess. You listen to someone tell you, I need a man who is emotionally intelligent. The question is, are you emotionally intelligent before you look for someone who is emotionally intelligent? Can you stand someone who is emotionally intelligent? Because I think emotional intelligence, I understand that it is it has to do with recognizing your emotions.
Okay.
You label them and you determine what to do with them. Now, emotional intelligence cuts across a lot of things. which in today's relationship we are not ready to face that. And I think that's the reason for most of the shows we have to help educate people.
Yeah, to help educate.
Create safe spaces for us to
learn.
share what we know. So really looking at emotional intelligence in relationships these days, it's about the sweet talking. You talk sweet, you act smart. That is emotional intelligence.
Okay.
You know the right words to tell me in my relationship. It teases you up. That's emotional intelligence. But that's not.
Okay, let's hear it. So, what is the emotional intelligence that you think we are missing?
Okay, this has to do with a lot of communication.
Okay.
There is communication being an aspect of it, a very big component of it, and self-awareness too, because when you're speaking of emotional intelligence, it means that if the guy is emotionally intelligent, he can regulate his emotions and he can manage yours too. So it's a two-way thing. Emotional intelligence, that your emotional intelligence doesn't mean it's only you. It must reflect on your partner too. Your partner might be, and let me put this out quick, clearly. Nobody lacks emotional intelligence. We all do have it. It's just that our level of emotional intelligence at times differ. That's it. You feel, right? And you can understand what you're feeling. You can communicate it to someone what you're feeling. So we all do have emotional intelligence. It's just we don't know how to put it to use to the right receiver. Max, put it that way.
Okay. All right. So speaking on this term, emotional intelligence and not knowing how to use it. I had a question thrown back at me once, and then someone was like, where you are in a relationship, being self-aware, and then she has like 2, 3, 4 days coming to her, and what we are hearing is, the guys makes their intention known, and then the next thing she's like, okay, so, be specific. What do you really want? You understand? And then the next thing she's hearing is, let's see where it goes. That phrase, let's see where it goes. Please, I want to understand. Does it mean, okay, and then she said no. You understand? She doesn't want to deal with let's see where it goes. I mean, if you are coming to me, you should be specific on what you want. Do you understand? Okay, I want this, I don't want this from you. So you're coming to tell me let's see where it goes. To her, she felt that you don't even have direction. So does that make her to be can you call that self-awareness? Her deciding on no to that. I mean, I don't want that kind of phrase in my life. It should be specific if you are coming to me.
I'd pretty much like to maybe deviate for a bit, then I'll come back to you.
Okay.
So, first is all about you're a man, you make yourself a decent living, you can provide the basics for the house, then you can get yourself a decent man. And for the ladies, you could bear kids, you could keep the house, you can find yourself a decent man. But now, standards have changed. And right now, it's a little bit more challenging when a lady tells you, I make 6 figures too. So aside from the 6 figures, what else do you bring here? Yeah, that's where I call self-awareness. Because I feel people should start setting their dating standards to a certain level. Deviating from using the word high, because we do have a very different definition of work in different contexts and how we use them. So we should set our dating standards a little bit different from what we have, because like what you just said now, the scenario you just gave me now, you see, she is someone that has understood the fact that over time, that when people use the phrase, let's see how it goes, most of the times, after a lot of time wasting, effort, memories created, you get to hear the person say, oh, it didn't go out, it didn't turn out the way I wanted it to be, I can't do it.
It's not you,
and all those stuff. So we should stop putting ourselves in that position where we call it, what we term talking stage in this age is that area where we say, let's see how it goes.
Yes. But
we really could do a lot. Either you're in or you're not. Now, if you set your standards, you know your values, you know your worth, you know where someone should put you and where you should not be in. I feel you coming to me and our goals don't align, our values don't align, what you're looking for or what you're looking at is not what I'm looking at. I think I should be bold enough to tell you, see, look, this is not going to work. So I think she did the right stuff by asking me to be specific. Give it a name. Yeah, give it
Don't
a
you
name.
feel it's too early to give a name? I mean, I'm just meeting you and then I'm trying to like woo you and then at the end of the day, I'm still tagging a name to it. So don't you feel it's too early, or is this where the first men know what they want comes in?
Okay. Men knows what they want.
Yes,
I think everybody.
I'm a lot.
But I think everybody knows what they want. You know what you want.
Well,
I know.
let's pick it from the male side because they are the ones that are coming to the ladies.
Okay. It's not too early, if I should say that way, because you feel something for someone before walking up to them to ask them out. There's a point of an attraction.
Okay.
So you should know what you're going in for.
Okay.
If you're not certain you want to be in a relationship with that person, but you just like them for a mere fact of you seeing them, you can approach them and ask if you two could be friends.
Okay.
With that on the ground, with the basis of friendship, we can do a lot. A lot like talk, a lot like hang out if you want to. Share positive vibes, so we say now. And that's all.
But then we know
Then
that.
I now come to you and be like, okay, our friendship has been here and has been there. I think I would love to do this with you. It is at our own peril to tell me, okay, I'm doing this with you, or I'm not doing this with you. Or far away from the point of friendship. If that's not what I came for, like, I've known my intentions to be like, I want to have you in a relationship. And I walked up to you and say, see, look, I like you. I love to be this with you. I love to do that with you. But I can give you a moment to actually go through it, process your emotions too. Okay. But people don't do that.
They don't.
See, people don't do that. There is, like I normally tell people, there's something that attracted that guy to you, and there's something that is attracting you to the guy, and which is a point we miss at often times. We tend to talk about things that are not helping us because you're not doing your checks. Who checks this guy? Who checks this lady out? Is it all about the physical appearances? Yes, I know it has a lot to do. Yeah, but no, you get to ask questions. You get to understand him. You get to know where he's coming from, and you get to build upon that. Okay, that's where emotional intelligence comes in from. You're able to identify your feelings, you level them on what you do with them, not because of the present moment you're in, but how it's going to be useful to you sometime again. And now is the time again where someone is coming to you with the same narcissistic attitude. And you're now getting him, how was your previous relationship? She cheated. The one before that, she cheated. The one before that, she cheated. What happened that 3 persons cheated on you on a stretch?
So what if it's mainly the guy's fault? Like the 3 cheated and it was not his fault. Does it mean
that leaves you a question to ask him? What happened? How did the whole scenario happen? Is it something you want to talk about? Because emotional intelligence is recognizing how this person is feeling and how they choose to deal with that emotion. Now, you're not forcing them to let you in, but you understand them. Like, you show this empathy. Okay. And let's say the cognitive empathy of understanding and you also come up with the compassionate empathy where you not just know how they're feeling or understand how they're feeling, you sought a resolve to help too. So you tend to ask him how was it that happened? You guys get separated, and 70% of the time you're gonna hear she cheated on me with another guy. So
what happened? Like what led to that?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me ask again. There is another question I want you to clarify too. I mean, in the space of this relationship thing, and then I'd be like, you have more than one friend, female friends. You understand? And I'm not comfortable with it. You understand? Okay, we've passed the talking stage, and then we get, dating. And then I tell you, I don't like the fact that you have more than 5 female friends that you have. In quotes, don't forget, as long as it has to be with a man, you understand? there is, I might be wrong, but there are like 100% chances out of 100. Let me give it 90% chances that those five female friends are not just female friends. Men can be vulnerable. Do you understand? So if I come to you and I tell you this thing that you are doing with these five ladies, I don't want you like to have this friendship with them again. How do you take that as? How do you manage that? In your relationship, do you really have to like quit talking to those five ladies just to have me hanging around? That if you are being sincere in your mind, say you know get what they do for those girls, because we got stuff to wait through, we come out come.
I
Do
mean,
you feel me?
like you said, on the basis of emotional intelligence, coming up from that aspect, I feel the first thing I want to do is have a conversation with you.
Okay.
I want to understand how my friends make you feel, if they are genuine friends, like you said. I want to understand how they make you feel, because in how they make you feel, I must have played a certain percentage of role in that.
That's correct.
Making you feel the way you did.
Of course.
And it's in my position as an emotional intelligent man to have a conversation with you and not try to dismiss your feelings that, oh, come of it, I'm not doing anything with them. You don't trust me. Try to be manipulative or gaslighting you.
Gaslighting.
So as someone who is emotionally intelligent, I need to understand you, how you feel, see myself there.
Okay.
From this point of view, how would I take this? And I totally understand how you feel, and I'll be like, okay, fine. You're feeling this type of way because of how she behaves. And since she's a normal friend, no strings attached. So I might choose to like, okay, fine. Anytime she comes around or hold a conversation with her, see, look, I'm in a relationship.
Okay.
I wouldn't want you behaving this type of way around my woman, because let's be sincere, the behavior your friends put around your partner has a lot to do with you. It shows the respect level you respect your partner. Because I can't have you behaving as if I'm a single guy when my partner is there.
Of course.
So how I choose to do it is all on us.
Okay. So it's not about you tagging her to be like a jealous kind of person, or she's being insecure, for throwing such questions at you, or for wanting you to dismiss your friends. How do we table the issue without making the girl feel that she's insecure, or she's being jealous? Men tend to tag women being too insecure in a relationship. I mean, I come to you and I tell you, I don't want her to do this, and then I don't like having this female friend, and then you start to manipulate or gaslight me. So if you are a man and then you take note of what I say and work according to that, does that make me feel like an insecure person or a jealous person?
Fine, I would always love to see some insecurities as a very beautiful thing.
That's your type of
because your vulnerabilities, your area of vulnerabilities are the area you should be big on. You protect them with everything. I'll be clear on that. I'll make it clear.
Okay.
I'll make it clear, because you being insecure about my female friends, I need to understand that it must have come from a point of past experience of your previous relationship.
Okay.
Maybe you had dated someone, or from a testimony of a friend who was in a relationship and his guy or her man had female friends where she thought was a normal relationship, friendship and all this stuff. So having that understanding is me emotionally recognizing your feelings.
Okay.
And understanding how you feel. So if I know to feel that, because like I said, I'm going to hold a conversation with you first. I get to know if that is a deal breaker for you.
Okay.
If I figure that is a deal breaker for you, and if I want to keep the relationship, I don't think I should make more effort in trying to convince you on keeping people that are not beneficial to the relationship. I can make you see reasons why this person is here, and give you time to emotionally also adjust
to why
the person is here.
And that's if the person is even needed to be there.
And if you come up with a more stronger reasons why you don't want that person around, I mean, it boils down to what we are doing in the relationship. Like I said, identify what you're doing. Give it a name, a label of what you're doing. Because most of us tend to be in a relationship because of what we are gaining, and not for the reason why we are here. Let me speak on that the more. You find people in relationship, especially the ladies, they are being treated badly, but because of what the guy is offering,
they choose to stay.
Yeah, like he pays your bills and you choose to stay. Your mental health keeps getting abused every day, but you're staying. Your chances of being in an unhealthy relationship is reducing.
Okay.
Because staying with this guy, you don't understand what it means to be in a healthy relationship. Eventually that relationship doesn't work out like it shouldn't. You are going to meet a guy who is actually treating you nice, but you're not used to, and you freak out of it. Now you find out, before we get into relationship, there are certain things we should do.
Okay.
We should look out for. Now, while in this relationship, the question is, the amount of love I'm pouring on this person, does this person has the capacity to take commit?
Okay.
Now, judging from that, the background, the family, were they these people that were clingy or big on love, or were they just these isolated people doing their stuff? Because if you shower love on someone who throughout his time or her time has not had anything to do with much love, like you'd be seen as putting much pressure on it.
Okay.
You're pushing it too fast. You're going way too fast. So when we look at certain things in relationship, there are questions we need to ask. There are things we need to do. There are standards we need to set in order to have a good relationship, a healthy relationship. Because, man, I really feel nobody wants to have a resume filled with bad relationships.
Okay, so being vulnerable, you said we should hold on to like our vulnerability, like we should cherish it. Is it really? Is it what helps? To convince our insecurities in relationship? Because there are people that will tell you she's too vulnerable.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to be with her because she's too vulnerable and all of that. So is vulnerability a vital thing that we should hold on to in relationship?
I mean, like I hear people say, your area of weakness is your area of strength. So I feel not really cherishing your vulnerabilities, but identifying what makes you feel this type of way.
Okay.
Identifying what makes you behave this way. Okay, I'm vulnerable on this. Okay, let me come up with it from this angle now. My ex left, for example. The question I should ask myself before popping into another relationship is, why did she leave? What role did I play in her leaving? She's the one that treated me bad, yes. But what role did I play that allowed her to treat me that way?
Okay.
And I can identify that as an area of weakness, my area of vulnerability.
Okay, even if it means you love too much, that can still be your area of vulnerability.
So what am I supposed to do? I need to protect that area very well, because I know if someone is kind to me, I might tend to shower her more love. And showering her more love might make me turn a blind eye on certain things I'm supposed to notice. So what am I supposed to do? Like I said, check this person. Showering more love on you. You're being kind to me on what basis? How are we doing this? And I get my standards right. Like I get my facts checked. Then I'm free to go on with this. You don't really have to kill your insecurities. That's who you are. There are things you don't like. There are things that keeps you scared. Yeah. So why should you? Anyone that tells you you're too vulnerable doesn't appreciate the person you are. Yes. Because your area of insecurities open you to learn more.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's true.
I recognize your emotions of fear. You're big on fear. You fear a lot. I don't need to put it straight to you that you're not a fearsome person, like you're not fierce, like you're not bold. I can help you walk through it if you want to walk through it. That's what an emotionally intelligent man should do.
Okay, so let me go back to men being egoistic in nature. Like, I'm coming
Are we
because
having that conversation?
because it also boils back to this emotional intelligence stuff. Okay, so maybe in a situation where we talk of when to listen and when to talk, it doesn't have to all fall on the women part. It's only a woman that needs to listen to you. It's only a woman that needs to, know when to talk. They would, like, if they're training you, would say, women, if a man is talking, you keep quiet. You understand? You don't have to talk. You have to date here, make him talk, finish, and then also you don't have to show that you are as Abi. They talk, you they talk. All those kind of things. Yes, thank you very much. You're being disrespectful. So let's tag the men on this too. When to listen and when to speak. Does it also make you less of a man, or does it reduce your ego as a man?
I feel we all should listen more and talk less.
And then you allow your woman to talk too.
Okay, fine.
If I'm displaying some kind of anger, are you going to stand up and lash out? My friend, sit down.
The question I need to ask myself is why is she upset? Why is she angry? See, someone being mad is them maxing their emotions. They're masking. There's something they're feeling inside. They are maxing it.
Okay, they are maxing it.
Yes. You're being mad. It's a max. That is a max emotion. You're covering it up. So why do I need to react to that mask you're wearing when I know your true face? I know you're not always mad. So me reacting to you based on your reaction is not creating some type of resolve.
Okay.
I'm fueling the whole thing more. I feel an emotional intelligent person knows when to speak less, listen to you, and view it from your point. And you find people that you upset me, or okay, fine. Let me come up from my angle. I upset you,
okay.
Then you come to me and be like, "Why did you do that? Why did you do that?" And I tell you, please, I don't want to talk about it now. You find out that there are some ladies who would come up to you and be like, "Oh, you don't want to talk about it. Oh, you don't want to say
exactly.
Or after you did this, you don't want to talk about it. Oh, you're ignoring me now." No, that is not it.
So in that case,
sometimes I feel you should understand that this person needs a moment to process the whole thing. So, except this person intentionally wanted to get you upset. But if that wasn't the case, this person needs a moment to process, oh, this is not what I envisioned, but it turned out to be like this. What can I say? What can I do? Because if I respond to you hastily, I might say some things that I will regret. So I feel when your partner says, "Okay, please, can we not talk about it right now?" I feel you should be like, that doesn't mean we're not going to talk about it. We have to talk about it at some point because you really need to talk about it. Two, there are some persons that will tell you, "Can we not talk about it right now?" And you guys wouldn't speak on it again. You just wait for a random moment to come that you guys will be smiling all together again. That is not also good for a healthy relationship. You need to talk about it. You need to face it. Yeah, there are some men who are egoistic up to the fact that they don't want to be corrected. I mean, the problem is not in not being corrected. The problem is how you're putting it to me.
Okay.
Do you know I can tell you? Okay, let's do it this way. That thing you did was really bad. I don't like it. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't talk to me that way for any reason. I'm the man, and you need to show me some respect. Keep that. I come to you and I'll be like, "I want to talk to you. There's an event that played out today. I really didn't look well on the both of us. And if I had reacted on that, it would have created a chaos. I don't like it when you do it this way. I don't like it when you do it that way. Except you had a different reason for doing that in that way. But generally, I don't like it. Which one do you prefer?"
I prefer option B, but wait.
That's a way of dealing with it.
Nigerian men, men generally, do they go with option B?
Okay, I
think out of 100%, we have just, I might be wrong, guys, but I think out of 100%, let's just give it okay, let me be fair, 50% of men that can do what you just said. I mean, go with the option B. But a whole lot of men, I mean, they are coming to me to tell me that you're angry. What should I do for you, madam? Do you understand? Please don't talk, I beg. They'll just like try to like lash out. And then men take to capitalize on this thing of I walk out to avoid a scenario. And then when you walk out and come back, doesn't mean that the issue shouldn't be, trashed. Of course it should. So, I mean, we tend to capitalize on a lot, saying we are trying to like avoid the problem. But at the end of the day, I think you are also making your partner to bottle a lot of things in mind. Do you get? I'll go with the option B, Jason. But Jason, you and I know that it is very difficult to see option B. Where it happen.
I feel the way people treat us, we are the reason. Yeah, we let them do it that way. You recall starting the show, I spoke to you about setting dating standards, your value, you cannot meet a high moral person and you choose to talk to them the way you like, irrespective of whatever you guys are doing. You know I'm big on respect. You know I'm big on valuing my stand. You wouldn't dare do that. Because I'll let you know you can't disrespect me even at what you're saying. So I feel the ladies are the one that gives men this right to treat you the way they want to treat you. Why? He does it the first time. You make the excuse for him. Maybe he wasn't in the right mindset. Maybe there was something going on. Maybe there was this. And after you met that excuse, yes, those excuses are fine.
Okay.
You didn't actually go back to him to ask him, were you actually facing any of those? No, you did not.
I've been at the excuse when I just come out.
You made the excuse. And he came back home, bought you flowers, and you were happy.
Oh my God, baby.
That issue has not been trashed. You guys swept it under the rug. He's going to do it again. And what did you do? Another excuse. The third time. The next time, he's more tense. He slaps you. And you're like, that's the first time he did it. Maybe he was tempted to. Another excuse. It is slowly becoming a tradition. So you let this person treat you the way they want to treat you because you allowed them. You disrespect me the first time. I let you come because I don't have to rage the way you're raging. When you're calm and you come talking to me, I'll tell you, see, I'm so big on respect. I don't talk to you the way I like, so you don't get to talk to me the way you like. You're not being insultive. You're not being bossy. You're being polite. You're being emotionally intelligent. In fact, let's go about this. It's not about women wanting an emotionally intelligent man. Can you handle an emotionally intelligent man? This is a man that is going to co-regulate your emotions. He knows when to shut down. He knows when to cut people off. When you threaten his inner peace, he's going to cut you off. So I feel women should do the same thing for themselves. Like I said, dating standards has changed. A woman will tell you, I make 6 figures too. So if it's only money you're bringing, what else are you bringing? But we don't question them. You know why? It is simply because we all do want extra toppings on the menu. So as long as that man is the one spending and you don't get to touch yours, he gets to do what he wants and walk away. I heard the story once someone told me that she's in a relationship, the guy cheats, but as long as he doesn't bring it to this house, whatever he's doing is outside, this is my territory. You've already demoted yourself to a set position that everybody knows you can't do more than just that house. You're not giving excuses for something that has been done to you. So I feel, speaking on the men's ego, I would like to say women are more powerful than men. Challenge me on that.
Again, I will. How? Why?
Women are more powerful than men. If you really notice what a man wants, do your survey. 80% of the men will talk about peace. So they love that quiet moment when they are there, you're just there, we play, we do this, we do that. And you find most emotionally intelligent men will come and ask you, babe, I wanted to do this. How do you say? You weigh the last bit of saying, man, I think we should do this, I think we should do that. A man who needs peace doesn't want to stay up that fight because he knows he can't handle the fact. Like he doesn't want it again. So I feel women are more powerful and they held the veto power of saying, see, look, let's not do it this way and let's not do it that way.
All right. right. Okay, so if you've been watching us, I'm sure by now if you don't learn, like if you don't write one full paragraph, because my head don't blow. Jason has been pumping. When we started, he said he's coming with a pump. Did you people buy your GB tank? Because he has pumped my brain. Okay, so before we talk one or two before we end the show, let's play a little game with B. I'm just gonna like ask you a puzzle mind. Why you they keep face like this? You don't understand it. You go play game for a Jason.
Okay.
I'm gonna let me ask you like just a little question. Okay, so other than the bed where people do lie down, name somewhere someone else can sleep. You just have 5 seconds.
Couch.
Jason, calm down. Don't rush the answer. I don't think I even count small now. Okay, so you have 2 more questions to go. You think you don't free? Alright, so name a type of jewelry women do wear.
A type of
Jewelry women do wear.
earring. Anklets, bracelet also.
I beg, calm down, you don't know again. You don't anything way past hearing, you don't know again. It happened. Alright, so final question. If your ex was to reincarnate as an animal, what animal would you want the person to come back?
Ant.
Why are you picking ants, please? What kind of ants? Ants plenty.
The one that goes after sugar.
Why did you pick that, please? It's okay.
I don't hate you. And at the same time, sorry, I was supposed to pick something. I don't want to pick a lion and tell you not my title.
So ant is not to pick up for. Okay, so what are the advice you can throw out there for men, women? I mean, you can start from any gender that you want. I mean, women, this is what you should do. This is not what you should do before going into a relationship. And then the men too. If this is what you should do, this is not what you should do from your own perspective, because people will tend to learn a whole lot from him.
Okay, first, I am not a therapist, but I will speak on using experiences and testimonies that have helped me become who I am. A man who is emotionally intelligent is not someone who is sweet talking first. And emotional intelligence is all about self-awareness. If someone tells you they don't apologize, that person is not emotionally intelligent. If someone tells you, I shut down, she did something, I didn't want to talk to her about it, so I shut down, you bottle it up, you're not emotionally intelligent. An emotional intelligent person recognizes the fact that something has been done. We need to talk about it. Everything starts with communication, but doesn't end with that. I need to listen to you after you've communicated. An emotional intelligent man needs to put it into action. So it goes 3 ways. I listen to you, talk to me. You talk to me, I listen to you, then I do what you said after careful evaluation. Now, it's not about you needing an emotional intelligence man. This is a man who is going to have to put out some rejections on some certain decisions you make. Oh, see, I don't like that decision you just took right now. It doesn't sit well with me. That's an emotional intelligent person. Being polite, being able to tell you the way it is. So I feel before you go into a relationship as a woman, first, I'm big on this. First, set your standards. I'm not referring to standards of a man needs to have this or have that.
A man needs to have a car key.
You can't fake generosity.
Thank you.
Don't go for. I keep telling people it's not about a man who's rich. It's about a man who's generous. So you can't fake generosity. So someone says a man who makes 6 figures, or let's say a man who gives me 500,000 on monthly basis. There's a guy who's desperate enough to fake it. Give it to you for a while, and that's one aspect you're looking at. How about your mental health? Is it treating you nice? I know we are not ready to tackle that in today's relationship because everybody has what they want to gain from the girl. Either you're sleeping with her or she's gaining financially from you, but it goes beyond that. If we want to have healthy relationships, I think we need to give these men more work to do. We need to give these ladies more job to do. In aspect that we want to go into a relationship, how about we exploring some certain dates? Yeah, an avenue where we can talk. We don't really do coffee now, so we can do drinks. We don't really do coffee in this country that much to say a common person will say, let's go on a coffee date. No. So we can explore, like, let me give you the dating, the going out on a date agenda of the thing that I mostly use.
Okay.
So we go out for a drink.
Okay.
It might be considered a cheap one.
Okay.
Yeah, some persons might say, you took me out on a cheap date of just having a bottle of drink. But that's an ample period where I get to talk to you and I get to know you. It's all about asking you what's your favorite color. What do you like and what do you hate? No. It's a moment where I get to tap into your mental space of talking to you. How would you react to this? How do you react to that? I paint a scenario and see how you catch it up. And I get to see what you're doing. So I take you on a movie or I take you out on a lunch, and lastly we could just do whatever recreational thing you want us to do. So these are periods where I get to see you, how you cope, and I get to understand how you do, and we talk. And let's say you fake this attitude just to please me for 3 months. We are talking. There's no how you can do it beyond that 3 months, beyond that 6 months. But you see, most of the times, this lady, you are pleased by what you're seeing. Yes, I know women are mostly attracted to that work. Yeah. So you're pleased. He dressed nice. He was big on the first date. He wears a nice fragrance. He drives. Yeah. So you're already pumped. You feel you could take a jump into the relationship. He has a very nice place. He sweet talks to you. Whenever you are having an issue, he tells you, "Don't worry, I'll handle it." Let me pause what I was saying and come to I'll handle it. That person that tells you I'll handle it is not helping you grow. You're supposed to teach me how to handle this in case you're not around. You tell me I'll fix this. Don't worry, I'll have it fixed. Yes, I know there are some things men need to fix on their own.
Of course,
yes,
depending.
But you need to tell me,
help
me grow.
Yeah.
But you see, after this guy does this and he said, "I love you."
Oh my God.
And you're really down. And he takes what he wanted, assuming that was what he wanted.
Okay.
And he leaves. And you come and say, "Men has come." I mean, who is this come here?
Men, I beg.
No,
I didn't mean come.
The truth is, your vulnerability is where he said he loves you and showered all this old kindness to you. I think we should stop for a moment and ask, where is this coming from and where is it going to? You on the first week of us meeting, on the first 2 months, on the first 1 month, you're already showering me with all these without even getting to know me or without us establishing a structure yet for the relationship. Because there's something we call establishing a structure. How is it supposed to go? You put some laid down rules down. Yes, you get to talk about your deal breakers. If I do this, is it a deal breaker for you? If you tend to see me, maybe I let my guard down and you meet me up with another girl, like, is that a deal breaker for you? And you said yes. So I just know too well. We know too well that she sees me with a girl. That's off. I don't have to do it if I value you. So we've not set down these structures yet. Why are you all being so kind and nice?
I think that's true.
Where is this coming from and where is it going to?
Yeah.
So there are questions you need to ask, like, fine, people are looking to tap into you as a lady all the time. So you feel you have what everybody wants. So why don't you set regulations, standards for yourself? I respect myself when it comes to this. These are the areas I don't want to let myself down. These are the areas I don't.
And then let's see if the guy can keep up with that.
Someone will tell you, "I love fragrance so much. I was just swept off my feet when he walked into the room, man."
Everywhere was
so let's say the fragrance allow him take care of your square.
Oh,
So it doesn't make sense. So as a man, you're supposed to identify this lady. Because we all hear men coming up, oh, she was here for the money, she was here for the that, she was here for the this. And you never knew.
So
I'm sorry to say, so that means the bigger fool is you.
So I think we should identify first, so that you can know if the person can follow through.
You cannot do this identification without self-awareness, without self-reflection, without self-recognition and self-accountability. You're not accountable to yourself. At what point do you look yourself in the mirror and say, hey, look, Jason, you did bad here. That's your fault. For this happening to you, you played 50% role in it. You need to tackle those areas. You cannot identify who is coming to you for this purpose or for that purpose because you don't know yourself. That's the reason Emeka is going to cheat on you, Okon is going to cheat on you again, because you don't really know yourself. You don't perform this body scan, full body scan of yourself and be like, oh, hold up. What is that one thing that I give off easily? That people can take and hold as a leverage? What is that stuff? Do I go for guys who live in a cozy apartment? Do I go for guys that is influential and this and that and that and that? What is this one thing that people hold me? Because we do have that. So that's the area we're supposed to protect the more. Because that's our area of vulnerability. So what you choose to call advice? What I would love to tell everybody is, man, we need to step aside for a minute and reevaluate ourselves. This happened to me. And when speaking of emotional intelligence, it cuts across relationship a lot. It goes over to the place you're working. It goes over to the place of your worship. It goes over to your place of business, society as a whole. So it's not just a relationship thing. Yes, I know emotional intelligence has been, like I said, overused in the romantic aspect. So I feel we all need to, aside from reevaluating ourselves in terms of self-awareness and the rest, I feel we need to create these safe spaces, like what you're doing now, where someone can feel free to talk to me about how they are feeling. Because I mean, this question, how are you, has now become a mere formality. Nobody really understands what the question is. So,
alright guys, so if you've been with us, you will know that we've evaluated the way we can, we've stretched to emotional intelligence. And Jason has said it's not just relationship. I mean, we have our workplace, we have our church, we have society at large. How do you deal with that? I mean, did you tell us? Are you doing well? If you're not, please go and do well. So before we sign out, shout out to Descanso Resort, also known as Insomnia. If you're in Uyo and you're not in Descanso or you have not been to Descanso Resort yet, please, me and you, we go fight. We go win one day of treasure because you are supposed to be here. Weekend, come out with your family, come out with your friends, come out with your loved ones, just have a sit out. I mean, play football, play tennis, don't you like games? Don't you like fun? You should. So please, shout out to Descanso. They've given us their beautiful space, and then if you want to club too, they have a beautiful space for club. Check our page for their adverts and for their speed. So we're signing out now, and you guys all know I had Jason with me today, an intellectual man that has stretched and has evaluated a whole lot on emotional intelligence. Please do well to watch till the end. And for now, I'm signing out. I still remain your host, B. I will see you when I see you. Have a nice time.